In connected TV, we're at an incredible moment where we're moving from people having access to connected television to really move to adoption. And the adoption happened very, very quickly.
CTV was on a great growth trajectory for us, both from a revenue perspective and from a supply perspective. Obviously, given the stay-at-home orders and everything going on with the pandemic, I mean, it's just exploded. The volume has certainly exploded. It's given us a lot of options for our advertisers. Pricing has come down, which has been pretty interesting to see. And advertisers are able to take advantage of it.
When you have that level of work around consumers just following a new way of consuming content, advertising dollars are going to follow.
CTV is definitely standing strong on its own. It is bought as part of the linear TV buy, as sort of an extension of a linear TV buy, as well as separate digital budgets are allocated to CTV now.
We use CTV to extend our video reach to, what some might consider an unduplicated audience. By that, because it's the increasing percentage of cord cutters, cord nevers.
As media spend increases, fraud is soon to follow. The major method of serving ads in CTV that doesn't exist much elsewhere is SSAI, dynamic ad insertion on the server. That's a very unique environment because it enables the seller to declare themselves where the ad is running, what's the AP, what's the app. That's great. It's great for user experience. But on the other end, it's also a loophole that fraudsters can take advantage of because it's expected that one can declare their own inventory attributes. And so what we've seen is that when fraud picks up is when you enable or when fraudsters try to the apps, spoof the IP, spoof for the devices, and they can essentially make up inventory out of thin air and try to sell that.
The sheer complexity of this ecosystem creates this opportunity for fraudsters to hide their activities in plain sight, making this fraud identification a major challenge in CTV. There is no standard approach or standard naming convention that all the major players have adopted at this point. I think the IAB has been working on it, but it's not in place yet. So to Roy's point, anybody can declare their Tubi, Roku, or whatnot, or Discovery for that matter, and it does require some serious tech to be able to detect those bad players.
We need to get to a place where all of the supply is sending critical information like show, episode, season, genre, all of these things that allow for more transparency, a more well-lit environment. There's a great tie with linear and CTV, and we need to take advantage of it and make sure that at least the basics are there from a standards and information perspective.
We actually get this information in linear television. So this is one area, CTV being so digital, it's lagging behind measurability and measurement of linear. We need to solve for it. As buyers, we really need to have publishers pass content information to platforms, to verification vendors, to DSPs. We need to, as an industry, come together and really quickly start solving for contextual alignment.